So for those of you that have joined so far, we're going to be engraving some more stuff just like we did yesterday today. It won't be as long, but it'll be short and sweet, which is sometimes what we need. Hey Ian, Anthony, Jake, thanks for joining. So let me just show you. I've got things set up a little bit nicer today. 1 second, I'm just going to flip the camera. Coffee is the way forward, Nord. I completely agree. So I've actually put together a nice little, I've repurposed this cheese board thing that I got, and I've got all of our different options today that we're going to be engraving. So we're obviously not going to get through all of them because I'm probably only going to be on for 30 to 40 minutes. So it's going to be short and sweet, but we're going to make it count. So anyone who is in the live at the moment, are there any preferences for me to start with? Just to give you a little bit of a talk through, we're using the xTool F1 again today. We did this yesterday and it worked so nicely. I got to show you all lots of different things. We've got a slate coaster, which is obviously a stone material. It's a little bit dirty, but it'll be fine. Slate Pixel, let's do that. You're the first to answer, so you get the honor of choosing the first item, which is our slate coaster. One thing I will say, Pixie, with slate, the good thing about it is if you do mess it up, you just need to get yourself a sanding block or some sanding paper. You can actually sand down the material, the engraved edge on it. So if you actually don't have many of these and you want to try, you can, if you mess it up, you can just sand it down and redo it again. So you've got lots of potential to practice on these. So let's put it in place. We won't use the self-centering jig at the moment because I don't think we need to in this particular instance because it's square. We can just line it up nicely. I think Forge of the Dragon, you're asking if the machine costs much. They're about 1,100, 1,200 for the machine on its own. You can also get the extractor fan that comes with it. That obviously adds a bit of money, and they have like a rotary tool as well, which I've got there. That allows you to do things like tumblers and stuff, so they're quite handy as well. So yeah, Pixel is really good. You can, like I said, you can just sand it down. So these things you can reuse over and over. They're not the cheapest. They're not super expensive either. What I'm doing here, everyone, is I'm just focusing the laser now so it knows what the thickness of it is. This has 2 lasers inside of it. You probably can't see it. But those 2 lasers basically, one's an IR laser. That allows you to do things like metal and that really effectively, like we did yesterday. We did this amazing keyring yesterday. It did that in like, I think 2-3 seconds. It was so quick. That's what the IR laser's for. Hey Ash, thanks for joining. Oh wow, T Handmade, thank you for following. We've already got a follow. And Mucking Fuddle, what a name. So what we're going to do first, we're going to actually... These are the items we're going to be engraving onto. I've even got a 3D printed part today, so if anyone does 3D printing and is thinking of getting a laser engraver, I'm going to show you exactly what you can do with that. We might do that next, just so it doesn't get missed. Jamie Pye, thank you for following. Binyan, thank you for following. Happy New Year to you as well, Sean. Hey Jamie Pye, thanks for joining, mate. So we're going to set up a slate coaster. So what we did yesterday is we used the AI feature on this software to actually generate us an image. So I'm going to give the first person who responds, what AI image shall I generate? It can be anything as random as we like. We're just going to put a description in and then we're going to try and see what comes up. So I'll wait for the first response. A Riger, I'm not sure what a Riger is, Hypo. Do you mean a tiger? Okay, the first 2 were a tiger and a car. So we're going to put in tiger driving a sports car in a hat. All right, we're going to try that. Let's see what that generates because I'll be interested with this one. So here we go. Let's generate the image. Those slates... The slates themselves are, I think you can get like a pack of 10 for like 12 quid or something. So here we go, it's up to 80%. So we're gonna try and generate a tiger driving a sports car in a hat. Well, there you go, look, it's actually generated it. And I think the best looking one for this will be this little one right here. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna engrave this onto our slate coaster. So here we go. Anyone, if you're typing and I don't respond, my apologies. I'm kind of doing 2 things at once here. So I just want to get this set up and then I'll be able to answer the questions. So what we're going to do here, we've got a square slate, so we're going to drag it, we're going to keep the shape here. We have previously selected the material in here, so we should just be able to go to a rock coaster. There we go. And then over here we can select engrave, cut, score, and it's actually got an existing library of, I mean, these different power and speed ratios give you different thicknesses. Elmo, thank you for following. So we're going to go for something fairly fast, just so that it doesn't take forever. We'll go for that one there. So speed 350 and power 60. Anyone got any text? Actually, let's put a Happy New Year message in there as well. I'm just going to attach this phone now to my tripod stand so I can actually go hands-free. So if you give me a second, I will now increase it. So just anyone who's joined, we're going to be laser engraving this slate coaster onto an xTool, or using an xTool F1. We've got lots of other items that I'm going to let you guys choose as we go, and you can help choose the designs. Alan White, thank you for following, really appreciate that. Right, so let's put a nice little message. We'll put Happy New Year, and then we'll shrink it down. This is how quick and easy this is to do, everyone. I mean, it's really good. We'll go for the same engraving profile just so it does the same speed. I'm going to try and just get it roughly looking right at first, and then we'll put another one down here and we'll put Happy New Year 2025. Right, I'm going to line it all up now, which you can do up here. You can align it horizontal. I got it right this time. I think I got it wrong yesterday. Let's also change the font to something cool. So there you go. That's actually quite cool. Blackjack, and it didn't take long to choose it. So there we go. I'm going to just drag it in here. Right. So what we want to do first is set it all to the same type of speed and that. Then we want to do something called framing, which is down here. What this is going to do, and I'm going to show you it now, is it's going to project a square onto our laser engraver. That's going to show the rough area of where it's going to engrave. So as you can see, it's a bit small at the moment, so we're going to make it bigger, or I'm going to make it bigger, just so we can try and fill the whole slate coaster. There you go. I've done that. I've absolutely nailed that look. So we've got that in position now. So I'm actually going to set up. We're up to 4K likes already, by the way. That's amazing. Aha, Pixel. Thank you so much for that reminder, because yes, I do need to invert it, and I wasn't going to. Actually, it's a good question. I am going to invert it. We're going to see what happens. Phantom Martin, thanks for following. Hypo, the laser is about £1,200, and if you get the extractor fan, I think that's like an extra £200 or £300, something like that. So I am going to invert the image, and I'll just show you guys. I'll show you guys that so it is. So the image by default will be black. What we want to do, because we're engraving onto a dark surface, we want to make it negative space. We want to basically engrave only on negative space so it stands out. So to do that, actually, I don't know if I can do that in this case. You know what? We're just going to try it. We're just going to try it and see what happens. Right, okay, so let me get this camera set up nicely. We'll be using an IR laser to do this one. So that's not very focused. There we go. We'll be using the IR laser to do this one because it does really well on slate. But you can also use a blue laser, which is a bit more of an aggressive laser. They have their different strengths and weaknesses. If you give me a second just to get this set up, I'm going to do IR. We're going to do IR reference for everything. Perfect. Okay, so I've just set process, and as you can see, it said it's going to take 13 minutes. This one, that's a bit of a long one. I'll make it a bit smaller just so it speeds it up a little bit, because ultimately we probably don't want to be watching it for 30 minutes. So IR reference, I'm going to ungroup it a minute just so I can have a look at that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to speed it up to 300 and we'll see what happens there. So we've got 175 people watching at the moment. Thanks very much, everyone. Anyone who's in here, keep smashing the like, because yesterday there we go, 2 minutes 43. That's a much more achievable amount there. So we're going to engrave this onto a slate coaster now. I've clicked start on there, but it won't start engraving until I actually click the magic button, which is right here, which we're going to do in a second. I'm just going to get the laser positioned. So we'll do that. I'll zoom out so you can see it. Try and put that up a bit. There we go. There we go. Right, I'm going to kick off the engraving now. And once I've done that, I can then start trying to catch up on any questions anyone had or anything like that. If you've got any questions, maybe put them in again now and I'll see them. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, and we begin. So as you can see, it's starting to engrave onto it. It will become a bit clearer in a minute. How much is the machine? So the machine is about 1,100, 1,200, depending on if there's a sale. And you can get various attachments with it as well. So the software I'm using is it's called xTool Creative Software. That's something that actually comes as part of the laser. You just download it and it works really well with it. Gracie, so you don't need to actually put any kind of coating on the slate. You can engrave straight onto it. What I will say is you can spray it with a clear coat before you do any kind of engraving. And what that actually helps is it helps it to pop a little bit and stand out. That's quite a good effective thing that you can do. Gareth, thank you for following. So Forge, yes, even though you can't actually see the laser, I've got glasses on at the moment which block out the wavelength of that. So an IR laser on this one is a 1064 wavelength. The glasses I've got on are very specific and they block that out. With the blue laser, you really do need to, and I'll show you in a bit. It actually is a really strong, bright laser that can damage your eyes. So make 52 things. There's 2 lasers in this. The IR laser is 2 watts, which is quite low, but it's enough to do things like this. The diode laser is 10 watts, which is they're both good enough to do most things. So as you can see, guys, it's effortlessly engraving onto this. We didn't invert this image either, so that's really, really handy actually. Oh, David, that's a good tip. I might have to try that. So you get some steel wool and do it, do you, before you do it? I'll give that a go. Whoever just asked, can you do photos? You definitely can do photos. There's a bit of pre-processing that helps with the actual images, removing backgrounds and that kind of thing. There's a software called Image R, which is a good prep tool that allows you to get the image prepared, but you can definitely do it. I did have a dog one that I'd done recently, but I haven't got it. Pilot Man, it's an xTool F1 laser. I'll show you it after this engraving's finished. I'll show you the laser again, just so you all know the type of laser it is. We're up to nearly 13k likes, everyone. That's absolutely amazing. Martin, for beginners, it depends on your budget, really. I mean, if you can afford 1,000 to 1,500, I would actually genuinely recommend the xTool F1 because it's such a small machine. It's all encompassed, it's all enclosed. It's quite a good, safe, easy one. Here's our slate coaster, everyone. I'll try and get it in a bit of a better light. So as you can see, it produces it really nicely. So anyone who has got a laser engraver, one thing you can do with slate is you can actually sand it down and clear off that. So if you want to keep practicing stuff, you can do that. But there we go, that looks quite cool. We could have done it bigger, but we obviously wanted to make things a bit faster here. I'll give you a little show and tell of the xTool F1. So yeah, you've got this cover that can come up and down. So it actually encloses it and protects your eyes. It takes it from, I think, a type 0 or a type 1 laser to a type 3. That could be wrong, so definitely worth looking into. So it doesn't come with this orange stand. This is actually something that I design, 3D print and sell. It's got adjustable legs because what you can actually do is remove the base plate and you can engrave larger objects that wouldn't fit in that area there underneath it. And it's really handy actually. So for example, if you wanted to engrave something like that, you can stand it up under the stand and you can actually get it, whereas it probably wouldn't fit under there. As you can see, it would be too close to the laser. So that's the purpose of that. If anyone does have an xTool F1 and you want it, it's on Etsy. If you look for L3D accessories on Etsy, I actually sell them, so look into that. Another thing I make are these 3D printed self-centering jigs, which allow you to put it into the base, and then you can rotate and lock items in place. So it helps you with a laser. You always want to know exactly where the item is, because you have to set up the laser to laser in a certain position. So it's really handy for that. So I would definitely recommend, if you want something that's kind of a bit of a jack of all trades jig, this is really handy, because you can put most things in. You can put like a pen, and what it does is it grips it and it puts it, oh well, it didn't that time. It grips it and it puts it, and then you can rotate it to line up, and it just makes life a little bit easier. But anyway, enough of that. I'm not here to sell stuff, I'm here to entertain. Just like Russell Crowe in The Gladiator. Are you not entertained? Well, let's entertain some more, shall we? Gracie Spooky Mum, I know what you mean. It's honestly, it's worth buying it, but it's painful to spend the money. What I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to do, this is part of this jig that I make, but I actually printed it the wrong colour, it's black. So I was going to throw it away, but I actually thought one thing that would be worth doing is to show you that you can actually laser mark 3D prints, which is really handy. If anyone does 3D printing, this is something that's really, really cool and that you would really like to do. So I'm going to put it on the bed, which is here, and I'm going to probably laser engrave. Actually, you know what? We'll laser engrave the exact same thing we've just generated to save a bit of time. Because doing that will actually let me show you how cool this is. So let me just get the camera set up. What I need to do though is, so if you want to engrave, or sorry, I call it engraving, but it's technically laser marking. If you want to laser mark a 3D print, you need to use an IR or a fiber laser. That's very important. If you use the blue diode laser, it's just going to melt the plastic, okay? So that's a point to everyone. So I'm just going to go back into XCS and just change. I've actually got some settings for black PLA, which I've done. Not all colours of PLA or PETG engrave, by the way. The darker ones generally will let you mark them, but the lighter ones won't. So that's another thing to pay attention to. So let me just frame. I'm going to frame the image now. You'll see the square, and I'm going to try and put it in approximately the right area where we can do this one. I think that's about right. I mean, it's really cool showing you guys live just how you can do this. There we go, that's good. So we're now going to laser mark with the fiber, the IR laser, which is a 2-watt IR laser, if that means anything to anyone. It does to me, but not everyone will know that means. That's the power of the laser. We're going to laser mark a PLA 3D printed part now, everyone. We're on 16.2k likes, so I'll tell you what, if everyone taps the like button and gets me up to 17k, I will start it straight away, okay? So I'd really appreciate that, everyone. Keep smashing it, and anyone who's following, like Monkey Brain, I've just seen you followed, and Lena Ames, thank you so much. Trouble, I won't say the second part of your name, but you've also followed me. Thank you very much, guys. So let's get up to, I think I said 18k likes. If I did, I think we're already there. Pretty much. Wow, that was fast. That was fast. Well done, everyone. You've got some pretty active fingertips considering it's New Year's Day. And Happy New Year to everyone, by the way. So here we go. We're going to start in 3, 2, oh, I've just knocked it. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. That we won't, because I haven't clicked start on the software. I have now. I'm going to zoom in on this so you can all see it. And one thing I didn't actually do, which I should do, is focus the laser first. So I got your hopes up there, and then I didn't do it. So sorry about that, guys. But we are ready now. I'm just going to frame it one last time to make sure I'm going to engrave on the right bit. So here we go, framing now. Yeah, we're a little bit off now. There we go. So everyone, we're going to be laser marking onto a 3D printed piece of PLA now. So in 3, 2, 1, here we go. Look at how cool that is. I mean, first of all, that's a really small engraving. You can see the layer lines and stuff, but it literally marks it in an indelible way, and it's so fast. I mean, if anyone does 3D print stuff and sell it, and you've got a laser engraver with an IR or a fiber laser, this is a really good way to add branding to your products, and it's something that I actually do and works really well. I wish I had something to show you. I don't think I do, but actually, whilst we're all here, so this is my self-centering jig I showed you all a minute ago. I haven't actually marked the back of it. I marked these plates, so let's do it now live on the camera for everyone, just so you can see again. I'll position it the right way, and I'll get the camera set up once again. Can you engrave skin? Well, you can try, Mother Nation. I definitely won't be doing that. I have seen a video where someone put their hand under the IR laser and it didn't burn them. I'm not saying it wouldn't burn you. Thanks for the follow, Harvey. But I know for a fact the blue laser, which is the bright, that will definitely burn your skin. So you don't want to be doing that. So I'm just going to get the file ready for the next engraving, which is going to be my self-centering jig branding. Seeing as we've got it all set up, we may as well go. Oh, the machine's just disconnected it. Oh no, it hasn't. We're good. Right, so we're getting ready to process this. This particular one is a 1 minute print, a 1 minute marking, purely because it's just a bit bigger. So everyone, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to zoom in quite far as it marks it, so you can see exactly what is happening. Okay. How long have you done this for? I've actually only used laser engravers for about 6 months. I'm relatively new to this, and as you can see, I've picked it up quickly. I'm not an expert in anything, but it's the xTool F1, which is this machine, which I'll show you one more time. This is a really good user-friendly machine. So, and it's about £1,200, I think. If anyone's looking to get into laser engraving, it's a good one to do. And if you ever go to live craft shows, it's portable enough to take to a live craft show. Okay, so here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Now let me zoom in. You can see that as it's... Steve, I like your directness there. You know, I'm going to talk, I'm going to carry on talking. If you don't like it, you can go. That's what I'll say to that. But directness is a good way to get things done in a lot of things. So there we go. It's laser marking it. This isn't a fibre one, this is an infrared laser, this one. Thanks everyone for liking it. Sean Farley and Pixel Crazy, thanks very much guys. See you later Steve, thanks for dropping in. You always got to repay negativity with positivity. Kill them with kindness, that's my theory there. Yeah, so Simon, the diode wouldn't be able to do this. You would be able to melt the plastic, but obviously, you know, I don't know what use you'd have for that. So here we go. That's a very quick demonstration of how you can brand your own items if you do 3D printing. So anyway, that was a bit of a sidetrack. We are now going to go back to our items list, and I would like... That's not one of them. I would like you guys to pick the next item for us to engrave. So we've got metal key rings, we've got a wooden log, we've got leather patches, leatherette key rings, we've got some lovely little tongs. Let me zoom out so you can actually see what I'm talking about. What material does it laser? It lasers wood, metal, leather, stone, all of these things. The tongs, so the first one's the tongs. Wooden logs, got a couple. Leatherette, it's typical, isn't it? There's so many people want the same different things. Yes, it works on canvas. It even works on denim. You can laser engrave your jeans if you want. So I think most people have said the keyring, the leather keyring. So I'm going to do that first, and then after that I will do the tongs. Okay. So if you ask for the tongs, I will do that. So for jewellery, I would recommend this machine, xTool F1. I haven't got it on me, but I actually laser engraved some stainless steel jewellery recently. I've got a video in my profile, so have a look through it. Follow me and have a look. But I've got, you know, it really effectively does stainless steel, aluminium. It's really good for that. So I'm going to get our self-centering jig set up for this keyring. Just because it makes it a little bit easier for me to position it. So here we go. We're going to do the lighter keyring actually. So here we go. So this is where this jig's handy because it allows me just to centrally position it. You can get blank. I get most of my blanks from AliExpress or Temu, but Amazon generally have all the same ones. But ultimately they're a bit more expensive. £840 for one of these xTool F1s. If that's the price of it, that is an absolute bargain, and I would recommend it wholeheartedly to you guys. Okay, so we've got our keyring set up. I'm conscious about talking too much now after I got the comment earlier. Right, here we go. So what we're going to do next is we're going to generate another image for this keyring, okay? So I need your guys' help again. I'm going to go with the first suggestions, the first 3 suggestions we're going to combine into an AI generated image to engrave onto this keyring. So here we go, guys. Let me know what you would like. A capybara, that's an animal. So a dog, I'm going to go with a melon, a capybara and bacon. This is going to produce something a bit random, but we are going to see now exactly. So we're not going to do a logo, we're going to do text and graphics, vector, sorry, and we're going to do 2D graphics. So a capybara, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, I don't actually know what animal that is, eating some bacon and melon. Eating some bacon whilst balancing on a melon. That sounds like a random on a melon. Let's see what that generates, okay? I think that's going to produce something pretty cool. You can come up with this stuff if you tried, really, could you? Yeah, it's the xTool F1, everyone. I'm engraving with the xTool F1 today. I'm using one of our self-centering jigs and a riser stand I make, but ultimately it is that. That's a really good price pixel for that laser engraver. I'd say it's worth it. Oh, look at this. Wow, so it has actually given us exactly what we wanted there. I think we will go with, everyone, are we going to go with the left? Let me show the left or the right? Once you guys let me know, I will do it. So we got one for the left. Left, okay, that's the general consensus. That is what we are going to do. So now what we'll do, I'll show you guys, anyone interested in getting one, I'll give you a quick run through of the setup here. So as you can see, it comes through really big, but we're going to put that central. What we need to do is go to our materials library, which, oh, I've shrunk it down, that wouldn't help. And in here, yesterday I actually did a laserable patch, but what you have got, this is why I say that the xTool is so friendly, because you've got built-in material libraries. So people have already worked out exactly what the optimum settings are for materials. So here we go, brown to black, laserable PU leather. This would be perfect for what we want to do. It's very similar. We will use the blue light for this, the 10 watt blue light, and we're going to engrave. So let's open that. That means we can now set that as our reference material, and we can blue light reference over there. So we now know that is gonna, the settings, which is 75 power and 400 speed, should be adequate to make a black mark on this leather patch, okay? And let's also add a text in there. What text can I do? PU is polyurethane, it might stand for. I think it's a type of plastic, basically. It's like a plasticky leather. I'm going to put on this, capybara. We're up to 28k likes as well, everyone. That's amazing. Thank you. Capybara, and then we're going to put at the bottom. I'll just put. Someone said call him Fred, so there you go. Capybara Fred. That makes absolutely no sense from a grammatical standpoint, but we don't really care. Let's just do it. That's a cool text. Combo. Combo again. Right, what we're going to do now, I'm going to group it all together, and then I am going to do the framing again, and we're going to look at our keyring. Here we go. We're going to lower it down. So as you can see, that's a massive... it would help if I actually focus the laser, which I will. Oh, it's pretty focused. All right, so we need to make that image quite a lot smaller, which we will do now. I am just in the process of setting it up, everyone. Right. Here we go, let's try now, and then we'll position it. So that's a bit of a better footprint. So this is called framing. This is what you do when you laser engrave. You want to basically make sure that the item is going to engrave exactly where you want it to be. This is where having a jig like this is really handy, because once you set files up, you can save them and then just put new images in each time, which makes it so much quicker and easier. We're nearly at 30k likes, everyone. Thank you. Right, okay, so here we go. I'm going to get ready to process this one. And it's going to take us 19 seconds, this one. I'll tell you what, if we can get to 31k likes, I am going to kick this off straight away, okay? Anyone wondering what the laser engraving machine is, we are using an xTool F1. They're really beginner friendly. I don't get paid by them in any way, shape or form. It's purely my own personal experience which has recommended it to you all. It's a really good user-friendly machine. John Hunter, thank you for following. R6, thank you for following. I'll try and move the camera in close enough that it doesn't melt my camera. 31k, here we go. So let's start in 3, 2, 1. Oh, I've stuck with the blue. So this is the light I was telling you about. We should probably close the cover there. What I'll do, guys, because I know it's not very clear, I will put the light on and then redo it on the rear of it, on the back end, on the rear, just so you can all see it better, because that was a bit, I forgot it was a blue laser, and you can see it's a real light show there. I mean, it's come out so nicely though, look at that. That is really good, but I'm going to redo that one, just purely because I've got a light that I actually can turn on, which will then let you watch the engraving. And we'll do that again. Let me put it on. I'll close the lid this time and try not to blind myself, because that's basically what I just did. So we're framing it. I think it's still good. So we're going to start that one again. Here we go. There you go. You can see it a lot better this time. It's literally classy spice. It's magic, isn't it? This blows me away every time I do it, and I've been doing it for a little while now. It's just so versatile and so cool. If anyone wants to get into laser engraving, the xTool F1's a really good place to start. I mean, a capybara eating a piece of bacon whilst balancing on a melon with the name of Fred, that is amazing. But look at that, excellent. And I'll show you, I mean, look how consistent it is. It's the same pattern both times. This is called the xTool F1, this laser engraver. It doesn't come with this orange stand. This is something that I designed and make. But this is what the unit looks like. It's a really compact thing that you can take to shows. It doesn't take a lot of space. It's on a small table there, look. I mean, that's a computer desk. It really doesn't take a lot. All right, so we're going to move on to another item now. And I did actually promise someone to do these IKEA tweezers next. So we're going to try and set that up. This is where now having this kind of jig is going to be quite helpful to us, because what we can do, I mean, this is a bit of a random shape, so I don't know how this is going to go, but we're here to experience stuff and learn, so let's try it. I'm focusing the laser now. Yeah, I mean, I could make stuff. I don't actually sell customized items, so these key rings for whoever at Matthew Lewis, these are just I got a pack of these, like 50 of them for AliExpress for like £12 or something. They're really cheap. Fugazi, yes, it does engrave metal. I'll show you next. If you stick around, I've got these metal aluminium, they're anodized bottle openers, which I'm going to do next, and it's really quick. So let's set up a fire. I'm going to set, for this particular one, I'm just going to do a Happy New Year message, because I think it'll be a bit of an experiment on this this particular, because of the angle that it's sat at. It might be that it doesn't engrave very well here, so we're going to try it. Happy New Year 2025. I'm just setting it up in the background, guys. I will be back with you soon, and we will be engraving in no time whatsoever. We've still got 223 people watching this, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me. I really appreciate everyone, and anyone who hasn't followed, if you're enjoying this, please do follow, because I am going to be doing these a lot more, because I get a real buzz out of doing it, I won't lie. It's really enjoyable. Okay, so I'm just getting the material set up now. There we go. I'm going to frame the image. There, you can see it framing on there now. I'll try and get it a bit closer. Lots of follows there. Thank you, guys. So here we go. I am now in the process of getting this image as big as I can get away with engraving it. I think that's going to be quite nice. What I will do, I can adjust this jig just to allow it to be a bit more central. There we go. And I will make it a little bit bigger, as big as I can get away with. Here we go. So everyone, I'm going to be engraving on this very, very soon. We don't know how it's going to turn out because ultimately it's an angled piece. So the laser is going to be coming in at an uneven surface. But we're going to try it, and who knows. What I will say is you're going to see a big light show on this one because I can't close the lid all the way. Oh, actually, that's probably... There you go, look. That's genius. I've used the lid to balance it a bit more. So you're going to see lots under here. You're going to see lots of blue light flashing. So here we go. I'm going to get the engraving ready to start. So this particular one is going to take 43 seconds. It's really quick. Let's get the camera set up. So meat would definitely work. I know for a fact it would. I've never tried it, but I know it would work. So once we get to 38k likes, I am then going to kick off this next engraving. So please smash it, everyone. Anyone who likes laser engraving and wants to see more of this, please follow me because I'm going to be doing a lot of this. So we're nearly at 38k. There we go. We're at 38k likes now. Let's kick it off in 3, 2, 1. So you'll see this at the moment, it's not very dark. I might have specified the wrong type of material, or the angle could actually be what's causing this. But what we can do, can you tag a sausage? You certainly can. I hope you're talking about the food type of sausage there. So you can see it engraving on there. We're going to do a second pass after this to try and make it a bit darker. Do my arm. Mark Ryder, I'll tell you what, if you're in the UK, we'll make a special guest appearance, we'll get you in and we'll try your arm. How does that sound? This laser, I think, is about 1,150 is what someone's been posting. So it's really cool. So it isn't very dark, that one. So I'm going to straight away start the next one. It's actually, so this isn't warm. This wood doesn't get warm. But if you do metal and you're engraving on it for a long time, it can get very hot. So that's one thing to bear in mind there. So here we go. We're doing a second pass and it's getting a little bit darker each time. What I might try and do is increase the power. Am I going to give Fred away? I will give Fred away, definitely. If we get to 50k likes, Fred the capybara will be given away. I think you can do chocolates. It would obviously melt it. I don't know if you'd want to eat it after that. Okay, so that's almost finished and it's not the darkest, so I'm actually going to go in and change the settings to increase the power to 80%. This could actually set this on fire now, so everyone watching, you might be about to see a bit of a fire kicking off in my house, so call the fire brigade if it does get bad. That's all I'll say. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. It also might not get any darker at all. Some woods just don't go very dark. To do cutting, a diode laser or a CO2 laser, so they're the really effective ones for cutting, and you want quite a high wattage, probably 20 watts plus. I mean, you can cut with most power lasers, but it just takes longer, and ultimately, the more power, the quicker and easier it goes through, which means the less chance of burning. So here we go. That's quite a nice finish now. So you see, there's so much potential with these kind of things. Anyone who's watching and you like what you see, please follow. It means a lot to us. So let me show this off to you guys now. There you go. It's really done a lovely mark on that, and it smells amazing in here now. It actually smells like a campfire. Absolutely lovely. If we get to 50k likes, I am going to donate this to someone. This is Capybara Fred eating bacon whilst on a melon, which we produced earlier. Very cool. Thanks for following me, guys. Okay, I did promise someone to do some metal next, so if you're interested in seeing some metal engraved, we will do that next. We need to generate another image, another text for this, so any recommendations? Sean, yes, you can burn all the way through the wood. I actually did something yesterday to test that. So any messages? I'm going to probably choose one of the first one that pops up to engrave onto this metal aluminium. It's Clive, this is very, very easy to use. Shark. Very easy to use, honestly. I mean, it's a very user-friendly laser engraver. It's the xTool F1. Cheeseburger. I like the idea of putting cheeseburger on it. I'm going to go with that one. Ah, Monkey Brain, you're doing my advertising for me there. Follow L3D Accessories. I'll tell you what, I'll do two. I'll do a follow L3D accessories, and I will do a cheeseburger, because I quite like the idea of, I love cheeseburgers. I actually lost a lot of weight this year, guys. I lost, I think, nearly 6 stone in weight, and cheeseburgers are basically what got me there. So I'm not, you know, they've got a special place in my heart. So I'm going to set up, I'm going to bring you guys back over here, just so you're not just staring at a blank screen. Fugazi, you want me to put shark? I'll tell you what, we'll put cheeseburger shark on it. How does that sound? Right, so here we go. Let's get, first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our material up here. I've got anodized aluminium, which, what color are we going to be doing? We're going to be doing like a blue one, so purple's pretty close. We'll try that, that should work. Right then, so let's start off with cheeseburger shark. I never thought I'd be writing those two words together, but they've got a little bit of a bit of a ring to them, if you don't mind me saying. Cheeseburger shark. Well, that won't work. So there we go. We're going to get it lined up nicely. What we're going to do is we're going to set to engrave, and we want it to be, we want to use the IR laser for metal. IR is really effective. So anyone who wants to engrave on metal, I would really recommend using an IR laser. And we're going to go for, I'm going to go for something that's powerful and slow, because that should make a nice light, oh, cheeseburg. There we go. It's quite hard to spell when you've got a few things going on at once. Right, so that's ready to go. What I'm going to do is frame it again. You can see it framing onto our jig at the moment. So what I just need to do, and if you give me a second, I'm going to set this camera up a bit better. I need to position the keyring in our jig so it's actually in an engravable position. What's the best way for me to do this so you can see? If I do it this way round, so I'll have to rotate the text. You should all be able to see that quite clearly then. Oh, I didn't realise, I was getting more messages there, but it wasn't showing me, so sorry about that, everyone. If you sent a message to me and I didn't respond, send it again and I will do my best to. So, here we go. We're just adjusting it. It's quite hard to see the frame on this one because it's blue on blue. And actually, thinking about it, blue, some colours don't engrave as well as others. Oh, that's a bit small. We're close to doing this one, guys. We're at 46.5k. Let's get to 48k and I'll kick off this next one. I'm just finishing the prep for it at the moment. So let's go for 6 step. We're going to go for 44. We are set up and ready to go, which is brilliant. Just going to squash it all up a little bit so it looks a bit more normal. Thanks, Clive. I'm glad you like what you're seeing, mate. This laser engraving is really cool. Can you turn the little light off? I certainly can. Sorry about that. Yeah, for this one we don't need it now because we're using the IR laser. It's I can just use some glasses and it's a lot more manageable. Right then, so we are ready to engrave this. Cheeseburger shark will be engraved very, very soon. I'm just actually gonna update that. Yeah, we're good. All right, I'm ready to start this. So we've got what we were 51k now. Bloody hell, 50k. Right, so in 3, 2, 1, we will begin. No, we won't because I didn't click start. In 3, 2, 1, we'll begin. Hi, you're seeing classic lasering 101 here. So it didn't actually mark it because of the colour of it. So certain colours don't engrave well or you need different power. What I'm going to do is just put this green one in the hope. Oh, actually I know why I didn't engrave. I didn't focus the laser, everyone. That's a schoolboy from me there. Let me just get it set up. So I need to focus the laser. Basically it wasn't set to the right height there. I'm freestyling this and that's our first blunder. So there we go, that should be a bit better this time. Okay, I'm just going to quickly frame it again because we want to make sure it's in the right position. There we go. Who gets the keyring? Anyone who wants it ultimately, because these things just tend to sit around once I've done them. I'm just trying to make this as big as I can get it before I start. There we go, I think we're good. That looks lovely. That is well framed and good to go. Okay everyone, this time we will actually be engraving it, and I hope it should mark it this time. Okay, so in 3, 2, 1, Charlie Margraves, you can have it, mate. If you like cheeseburger, there we go. There we go. So that's better. That's the importance of focusing the laser. So as you can all see, that is such a quick and easy process for anyone to do, and it indelibly marks it. That's not coming off. It basically burns the anodization away, or the pigment from it. So that's come out really cool. I'm happy with that. The next one we're going to do, because I said I was going to do it, is I'm going to do follow L3D accessories, and hopefully that will make any of you who hasn't followed me yet convinced to follow me. So anyone that is watching and enjoying it, please follow me, guys. It means a lot. I've actually just reached 1k followers. I'm trying to get to 5k now, so all of these follows help. So follow L3D accessories. There we go. I've just put it in there. We're going to stretch it a little bit. We're going to frame it again. So this is a different color, but I'm going to try and use the same settings if I'm honest. We'll see if these settings actually work nicely. Let's straighten things up. There we go. We are in a position now where we can start. So I'll tell you what, if we get to 54k likes, I will then kick this off. Yeah, Sean Farley, Sellingham, something I considered. Board Witless, they're really good quality. They're genuinely a really nice finished product, and they're very cheap to buy from AliExpress. You want a follow L3D accessories keyring? I'm not sure what you do with it, but yeah, you could have it. Anyone who I've said can have something, by the way. If you send me a message after, I genuinely will send you the thing if you give me your address. I'm more than happy to do that, free of charge. Okay guys, we are at 55k likes now, so I am going to click start and we'll zoom in on it. I'll try and get a bit of a better view on this one so you can really see it. And actually what I might do is slow this. That's nice, that is nice. It's going to wobble a little bit at first. I'm just getting it set up. I'm hoping it doesn't actually. I need to make sure it's not going to melt my phone. Maybe I'll go back a little bit. There we go. I might slow this engraving down just so you can enjoy the process, because it was really quick. So let's slow it down to 100 millimeters a second. It'll still be pretty quick, but it's going to be 35 seconds as opposed to 8 seconds, okay? So everyone ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. The laser is about £1,250, I think, at the moment. I think it's on sale. Charles, I'm happy to do you a good one. If you message me after this and just let me know what type of design you want, I'll more than happily produce you one. Okay, I think I've actually... Is it going to fit? I think I nailed it. Yeah, here we go. That looks good. Crazy Lady, I don't at the moment, but I am considering doing custom orders, because ultimately there's a lot of potential with this. So let me zoom out. Yeah, Board Witless, I definitely could do that. So as you can see, look at that. That is so cool. Once again, it's come out really nicely. Anyone who wants something like this, just message me after and I'll do my best to get back to you. I have got an Etsy page. If you go onto Etsy and search for L3D accessories or eBay, you'll find me on there. And at the moment I sell jigs, but I would do customized items. I just didn't know if there's a demand for it, if I'm honest with you. Okay, we've got one more of these to do. Clive Holmes, it does do glass. With glass, you need to sometimes use like a chalkboard spray or something to help pick it up, and it leaves like a nice white permanent mark behind it. You can buy this laser from Amazon or from xTool's website. It's called an xTool F1. I'm going to show you all the laser again, just so you can see it. So from this above, this is the laser that we're using. It's got a protective cover. The jigs are something that I make and sell on Etsy, L3D accessories. So if you've got an xTool F1, they're really handy. Oh, you know, it's funny, Mrs. Bookraven, it's funny you mentioned bookmarks, because I actually purchased some really cool ones. I'll have to dig them out. They're magnetic leather ones, which are really engravable. I'll do that in one of my lives. Okay, so what's the next message we're going to be putting onto this? Actually, Charles, tell me what your message is, and I'll try and put it on right now. Launch the Empire. I'm going to let Charles choose the message for this, because they've asked a couple of times. So once Charles puts the message in, if they are still here, then we'll go for that. We'll set it up and we'll do it next. I'm looking out. I can't see anything just yet. Caravan for life. I like that one. Well, if I don't get anything, a gold one with the pigeon unit. The pigeon unit written on it. Okay, I think that's what you mean, the pigeon unit. I'll put it on there. So let's do it. Oh, a gold one. So what? Let me show you what these key rings come in when you buy them. I do actually have one somewhere. I can't for the life of me find out where I've just put it. 1 second, guys. Here we go. So I said these are available on AliExpress and Etsy. They come in like a big pack like that. They're really cool, and there's a lot of different colours. I haven't done the back of my phone yet, but I think I can do it, because a lot of those, some plastics are actually poisonous. I will caveat it with that. But predominantly, yes, you can do your phone and you can mark it. And I might actually try that. I quite like my case at the moment, so I'm a bit worried about setting it on fire. Let me just remind myself what Charles asked me to put. The pigeon unit, okay? I'm going to do that now. I'm going to type it up. The pigeon unit. I'm going to make sure I spelt pigeon correctly, because that's a bit of a catchword, that is. Yep, I've spelt it right. Anyone watching, by the way, please follow. I'm going to be engraving some other items. We're about to do a metal keychain, one of these, and we're going to put a specific message on this one, and I'm going to try and find a cool font for it as well. So let's find something that looks good. That one's going to look nice. Okay, it's going to look very nice. Okay, so I'm going to frame the item, but I haven't actually got anything in there at the moment. So let me get the jig in there. We're going to straighten it up. We're just going to make sure we are also focused on it, which we are. Put the key ring you just did on show so people can read it and follow. I'll tell you what. What's Joanne? You are. Do you want to be my social media manager? Because that is a great idea. Let's put it there. Look. If it stands up. Genius idea. See, this is where I'm lacking ultimately. I'm new to this, as you can probably tell, and yeah, ultimately these are the things I don't think about, which are a genius, easy wins. Twister, if you've got a request, type it in the chat. I mean, I'm probably going to be around for another 10 minutes, but if we get around to it, I'll try. If not, send me a message and I might do it on the next live. Okay, so I've got the pigeon unit typed up. This is the next request. We are going to frame the item. It's a bit big at the moment, so I need to just make it smaller and straighten up the jig a bit. So there we go. So this jig allows a bit of rotation as well, look, so you can actually really nicely line up. Anyone who's got an xTool F1, if you're interested in this jig, I actually sell them on Etsy, and they're really handy just to make life a little bit easier with engraving. There we go. Yeah, Charlie, send me a message and I'll send the cheeseburger shark one to you. 100%. Yeah, so this is a 3D printed base. This particular one is a riser that I designed for this. I'll show you it after, Sparks. It looks like you're a veteran as well. Or, I'm also a veteran myself, mate, so welcome to the live. Thank you very much for coming in. All right then, so I'm getting it lined up. This particular one is going to take 36 seconds. So if we can get to 37k likes, I will kick off this next one, ready to go. Creations by Lizzie's, I certainly can. Just send me a message. Anyone who wants something personalised, send me a message and we can talk about it. Right, so once we get to 37k likes, which is going to be very soon from the looks of it, there we go, we're good to go. So let's get ready for this. What would happen if you engrave the same spot over and over? So on this one, it wouldn't really do a lot, but on wood, it would burn deeper and deeper. We'll show you in a minute. So here we go, 3, 2, 1, off we go. Yeah, Fugazi, just message me and we'll get it sorted. Oh, Sparks, that's really cool, mate. I've been doing it for about 6 months myself, so I'm still learning, but I'm getting there. The jigs though, the 3D printing the jigs I've been doing for a long time. I really enjoy doing it. So if you need any xTool F1 or F1 Ultra jigs, I'm your man. Here we go. So let's turn this around and show this off. So this one here, look, I mean that's come out really nice. The pigeon unit, I hope you like that, Charles. That one's for you. I wasn't planning on doing custom requests today, but it's a good idea and you seem pretty made up for that one, so there we go. Brilliant, I'll put it aside. Like I said, message me. Okay, so we've done keyrings for a bit now. I'm going to move back onto wood, okay? That's not an engrave. Oh yeah, actually first let me show off the jig again. So this is an adjustable jig I do. Each leg can be twisted off to make the height adjustable. So you can adjust different types of tumblers in the space underneath it. You can pass through and laser engrave through the gap on an xTool F1. So that's where the jig is really handy. This one here is a self-centering jig, which also helps, as you've seen, line things up. Right, I'll tell you what, Lizzie, Creations by Lizzie, we are going to do it on this bottle opener right here, okay? Oh, I've done one on the back of that. That's a previous one, so we can't do it on that. How about we do it on a pen instead? A bamboo pen. Anyone watching who likes it, please like and follow. So I'm going to do Creations by, make sure I get the name right, by Lizzie's on this here. We're going to use our jig again. This is where the jig's really handy, and I'm going to set it up in this position here so that you can all watch it in a minute. So this engraving will be using the blue laser, which is a very bright one. So we're going to close the cover for this one, but I'm going to set up the text first. If you give me a second. Creations by, I think it was Lizzie's, IES at the end. So Creation by Lizzie's, yeah, Creation. Just making sure I get it right. I'm using so I'll show you the software I'm using. I'm using the XCS software, which is specific to xTool. A lot of people use Lightburn, I think it's called, isn't it? This particular one's really good though, because it's got built-in material libraries and stuff like that, which for me personally I find really good. I'll show you it now because I actually need to find a bamboo pen setting. So we'll go into here, we'll filter it by wood, and then let's have a look at the different materials. I'm going to try and find bamboo. It's not always available, but it might be. Bamboo plywood. Yeah, bamboo plywood will probably do the trick for us here, because ultimately that's what we're doing it on, bamboo. The material's the same. So it's going to use a 10-watt laser, the blue light, 75% power, 300 speed. We've got our text set up and good to go. I think we are good to go there. So I've just clicked the process button and it's going to tell us down there how long this one's going to take. 43 seconds, which isn't bad at all. I'm not too sure on how many hours the laser lasts. I think it's available on, if you go onto xTool, it does say on there exactly what the lifespan is. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't use it loads. I do actually, to be fair, but all right, we're going to put our light in this time because I'm going to have to close the cover. So, and I want you guys to still be able to see this. Anyone watching, please like and follow. We're probably going to do one more item after this. This is going to be a light show for this one. So we're going to start this. Once I get to 60k likes, I am going to do this one. I know you're right there. I didn't put my keyring on show again. I almost put cheeseburger shark on instead there, but that's not really advertising anything. Let me put it there. And actually, one thing I haven't done, maybe I can put it here. Here like this. And one thing I haven't done is frame the text. So you always need to frame it. As you saw earlier, if you don't frame the text, ultimately it won't engrave where you need it. Oh wow, that is actually in the perfect spot. I've just fluked that. I'm going to try and make it a little bit bigger. You probably can't see the frame through there. So that looks about right. I think the pen could do with a slight rotation. If I'm going to try... Oh, we're on 61k. Amazing. Thank you, guys. I'm just going to try and rotate this jig so I get this central. I'm a bit of a perfectionist with these things, you see. I like it to be as central and straight as possible. So here we go. Oh, I close that a bit hard, but we're all good. J Idol, this is just the xTool F1. This isn't the Ultra. The Ultra is a lot bigger. So we're going to start in... Oh, let me just get it ready. We are going to start in 3, 2, 1, and off we go. Okay, nothing's starting there. So, I'm not sure what's happened there. I've obviously not set it up just correct. Let me just... Oh, I know what... I didn't set the right material there. 1 second, guys. I'm coming straight back in. There we go. I had the setting for the keyring still on it, which is why I didn't do anything there. We're good to go this time. Yep, this is 10 watts. So in 3, 2, 1, let's kick it off. There we go. Anyone? So I did adjust that. This one was centered. Anyone watching who likes what they see, please follow. We're always doing stuff like this. This machine was approximately £1,200, I think. Here we go. Look at that. Creations by Lizzie's. I'm doing more advertising for you than I am for myself there. Look. But I hope you like it. It's come out so nice. So the extraction I'm using is the xTool built-in one. They've just released a new one, which actually... So my one, I still get the smell of smoke and stuff, but they've just released a new one that is actually really effective. So everyone, I'm actually going to have to end the live there. I really appreciate everyone watching. Thank you so much. Anyone who wants to message me or follow or anything, please do that. But it's been absolutely brilliant. Thanks very much, guys. Take care. Bye.